Welcome back. So today we're going to talk a little bit about studying on your own and maybe with very good company as well. So when you study without a teacher, it's very important to make sure that you know what you're doing. You don't want to waste your time. A lot of people choose this as a method. A lot of times it can be very taxing to get into classes. Maybe economically it's not in the cards right now for you to be studying with a professional, and that's fine. You absolutely can do this. It is not always the advisable thing to do, and I would say that only because a lot of people have trouble keeping up with a system or keeping up the consistency. So the first thing that you want to consider is consistency. You need to have a routine. You need to make sure that you stick to it, and you want to make sure that it's not 3 days that you're really intensively studying and then a week that you're off. You really need to make sure that this is a consistent daily practice. Now, when we talk about routines, that's my second recommendation. Make it a routine. So don't just leave it up in the air to say, I will be studying about an hour every single day, and not really detail what you're going to do. If you're going to be studying every afternoon, put aside time. Make sure that you have your time divided up. This is the time that I'm going to devote to vocabulary, to grammar, and this is the time that I'm going to be devoting to reviewing old things that I haven't looked at in a while to try and refresh my memory. So all these components are going to be very important. And the last part, and maybe one of the most important parts, is language. You want to keep in mind is meant for communication. It's meant for you to connect to people. And so connecting and immersing yourself really is the best way to go if you want to study on your own. So in a class setting, you'll have other people to practice with, and you might even make friends that you could practice with outside. So then if you take yourself out of that class environment, you want to keep in mind that you need to simulate that in some other way. So whether it be a conversation partner, people that you meet on meetup.com or online forums on Facebook, those are great resources and you can check those out. But you want to make sure that you're interacting with the language on a daily basis, not just during your studies, but afterwards, so that you can practice listening, you can practice learning, you can practice new vocabulary, you can pick up more colloquial expressions. You want to make sure, obviously, that you're comfortable with the people you do this with, because you'll have a little bit more freedom and feel a little bit more fun and playful in the way that you experiment with the language. It will help you grow better. So if I had to make the 3 biggest determinants, if you're trying to learn by yourself, you really want to make sure that you set up a routine, that it's consistent, and that you immerse yourself as much as humanly possible in the language. If you're doing those things on your own, and you really are truly staying consistent, then you will have success with your language learning.